Good morning, folks. This is Ray from loveyourrv.com coming to you today from Joshua Tree National Park. One of my faves. I think this is our third visit to Joshua Tree. I'll give you a link to some of the previous posts that I've done on it, showing some of the highlights of the park. But today we're going to go in and do a little bit of hiking and photography, so I thought I'd bring you along. We're going to head to a place in the park called Hidden Valley, which is a nice little 1 mile loop hike, kind of a nature hike, but it's surrounded by walls of these granite boulders, and hopefully you might get to see some rock climbers and maybe take you through and give you a look at the fields of Joshua trees. Sort of what the park's all about. You got all these Joshua trees and these giant boulder outcroppings. Today we're camped at one of the campgrounds called Belle Campground. This is the one I like. It has a few spots that are big enough for our 28-foot fifth wheel to fit. It's one of the problems in the park is there's not many campgrounds with very large spots. Most of them are quite small, catering to small trailers and truck campers and camper vans, stuff like that, and a lot of tenters. But I like this one. There's about 18 spots in it. $15 a night, no hookups. That's one rock outcropping there. But it's surrounded with beautiful landscape of Joshua trees and cactuses and boulders. Over there is the other little outcropping of rocks. We stayed over there too. There's a spot that can fit our rig that way. Beautiful though. We love this park because we love to hike, lots of hiking trails. And of course, we both love to do photography too, so I'll give you a look at where we're going to hike today, and maybe at the end of the video I'll give you some little slideshow of the stills that I come up with from this trip. We're going to spend 4 days in the park here. It's about mid-February, and the weather couldn't be more perfect. Highs are up in the 70s, even up to the 80s, and nice warm evenings. So there we go. Off we go. So this afternoon we're going to go head into this wall of big jumbly rocks, and it's surrounding what they call a hidden valley. It looks like there's no way in, but there's a path into the Hidden Valley, and so we're going to go down there and do the Hidden Valley hike. It's sort of a nature hike, and I'll give you a look at it. Okay, so we've driven into a little parking lot here and come through a little narrow area. I read a sign saying that this is where rustlers used to bring cattle herds for rebranding, this little Hidden Valley. So we'll just turn around here and give you a look. Okay, so we'll go over there and start the nature trail. It's about a 1.5 mile loop through the valley. Okay. Cool. Wow. So I've been descending through all these rocky boulders along the one side of the valley. Now it's opened up into this. Amazing. So the valley is kind of a couple ecosystems. There's the normal desert stuff with the Joshua trees and the yucca cactus and prickly pears and stuff, and then there's a bunch of more like oaks and pines, some scrubby looking pines, and what's that? I'm allergic to one of them. Can't think of it right now. Juniper bushes, yeah. Don't like them. Anyway, all along the route is all these plaques that give you a little information about all the different bushes and animals that live in here. I guess it's quite the microclimate being surrounded by all these rocks. I was saying at one time there was lush meadows in the middle. I used to come in here and bring the cattle, let them graze. Now it's more of a dusty area, but still pretty cool. Wow. It's also a magnet for rock climbers. They love to get on these boulders and climb them, especially at the other end of the valley. Maybe there'll be a few guys up there. Usually there is around sunset. Okay, so I'm down at the one end of the hidden valley. I thought I'd actually scrambled up on some rocks here. Whatever my old body could get me up to. And I'll kind of show you where we came in. If you look right up there, right there is where the entrance is. And then it walks you along behind these rocks in here. And then you pop out down here at the end piece. So you can kind of see how there's a big flat area in the middle. And I guess in bygone days that was all lush grassy field. So the path takes you along here, walks you along down here. Just give you a shot to the back here. All kinds of these rocky walls. I guess they're great for climbing. There you can see one of the pine type trees. I think they're pinyon pines. I'm not sure on all my plants. All kinds of cool plants and boulders. It's quite the pretty place though. Especially once the sun gets low and everything starts to light up. I don't think there's many more beautiful places around. So you can see at the other end of this valley, see those big peaks up there. That's the rock climbers love to get on those. A lot of times I'll see guys with ropes and stuff, and they're all trying to climb up to the top and rappel down. Usually around sunset you'll see them sitting up there. Seems to be their favorite time. I don't know, that's a little freaky for me. Wouldn't want to fall, that's for sure. But I don't mind scrambling on the little boulders. See some folks down there walking up the path. It's an easy path. Well worth a little hike. Especially if you come out, we're out around 2 or 3 o'clock. So the sun's starting to get a little low. We're about mid-February, I think February 18th. Absolutely perfect weather right now. Nice and cool. It's about 70 degrees today. The last few days it's been up in the 80s, so it's kind of a nice day today. Gorgeous. Well, I guess I'll try to scramble down off these rocks and get myself back on the path, show you a bit more, maybe a view from the other end. I know this girl. Hello. That's that Ann McKinnon photographer girl. Amazing. The wind's gone. So pretty. No rock climbers. You seen any?
No.
Weird. It's really nice and calm in here right now. It's about 3/4 of the way back up the valley. Getting a little thirsty. Make sure you bring water. Even though it's a short hike, you're up quite high in elevation. I think we're up around 4,000 feet. And it's really dry, so you get thirsty quick. Let's continue on. Okay, starting to ascend a bit. They've carved out some cool steps in the stone. I guess it's granite. Looks like sandstone, but I think it's granite. Formed by old volcanoes and stuff. Like almost everything, it's always some deep, always starts out with some vast ocean in the old, some kind of era, like millions of years ago, formed, and then volcanic eruptions and plate tectonics pushed everything up. Explains most of the Southwest, actually. That's cool. Okay, about 3/4 way through the hike, I've kind of scrambled up a different area to have a look what's out here. And what do I discover? Look at these guys. Oh my God. That's crazy. Whew. Okay, on we go. Whew. He made it. Open his buddy up now. Wow. That takes a little bit of guts. Okay. Well, I made it back to the other end. This end was quite the climb. Not like rock climber climbing, but got the heart rate going for me. So we'll show you down the other end now, where I was a little bit ago. So I was standing somewhere about there when I was shooting back up to this end of the valley. You can see some people down there walking the path. So now the sun's still fairly high, so I'm going to go on the outside and maybe give you a look at some of the Joshua tree forests. They're really cool out there. So I'll go back out the path, back out over here where I came in. We'll take a stroll through some amazing Joshua trees. Okay, found another kind of little lookout. It's kind of half the fun of exploring the hidden valley is coming out and seeing some of these windows out. Get some amazing views. So this is right near the parking lot. So I think what I'm going to do is go get myself a drink of water, and I'm going to hike over right about there, maybe get up on those rocks and give you a sweeping view of the area. All the Joshua trees. I don't know if you've ever seen one of these babies close up. They call them Joshua trees, but they're actually part of the yucca family. They're a type of yucca. They just turn into this funky looking Dr. Seuss tree thingy as they grow. But they almost have like a trunk, sort of like a palm, and they're very hard bristly things on them. Same with this, kind of a waxy, super hard. The points are really sharp. And then every year they flower, and they get this beautiful kind of yellow and sometimes maroon flower grows on the end of them. When they're in flower, it's spectacular. I've seen that happen a few times. Never here. In parts of higher Nevada I've seen it. It's just beautiful. Funky looking tree, that's for sure. Okay, so I left the hidden valley right about there. Came back down in the parking lot. Now I've walked myself down a path here. Scrambled up some boulders again. It's getting to be quite fun. Just don't want to fall. I'll be in big trouble if I fall. My wife will kill me. Very careful. So I'll just give you a little view around the surrounding area here. You can see it's full of these boulders and Joshua trees, the two signatures of Joshua Tree National Park. So if I get over this way, across from Hidden Valley, right about there, is Hidden Valley Campground for very small rigs and tents again. And as you, there's a road that takes you up along the rocks up there, and there's a few hikes up there that are really interesting. Barker Dam, and also there's one to an old mill. I think it's a Wall Street Mill. Because up here there's a lot of mining and cattle went on. It only became a national park, I don't know, 20 or 30 years ago, and before that it was National Monument. So it's not a super old park. As I pan this way, you can start to see all the Joshua trees thickening out on the plain there. And all the traffic going through. That's one drawback of this park, is it's quite the busy. It's close to the big cities in California, so it's well visited, much like Yosemite and Zion. Okay, so if I get up over there, that's where the road comes in, right there, and goes along there, and there's a few attractions along there you can visit. One called the Hall of Horrors, and a few hikes out to Ryan's Ranch, and there's another campground over there, same thing, very small rigs, and another called Capit Rock. I guess I come around here. Yeah, that little outcropping there has a kind of a rock that looks like a cap. And then as you go further out in that direction, you go out to Keys View to go see the Coachella Valley, Palm Springs. But all along the way is where we were driving through those thick forests of Joshua trees. That's so cool driving through those. The other night we were out there taking sunset shots. After I finish at the end of this video, I'll give you a little photo montage, and you'll see some of the beautiful late night sunset dusk shots I got of these rocks from down there. So all I got to do now is wait for the sun to go down, and we're going to go back maybe into Hidden Valley and get some nice photos, or maybe try somewhere else for some nice photos. Looks like it might be a nice sunset tonight. Well, we've decided to end our day a little closer to where we're camped, so we headed back down the road and stopped at a spot called Jumbo Rocks. Kind of did a little hike, quarter mile in. Just watch the sunset on these rock outcroppings. Maybe get a bit of a show from nature. There's Ann over there. A little bit right behind Ann, you see that rock with the two eyes. They call that Skull Rock. There's a stop there, and almost everybody stops and gets out of the car. Okay, so there we go, packing up this morning to head off to new adventures. This was a good spot. This is one of the reasons I picked up all that 400 watts of solar, installed those extra batteries. We've been here 4 days and we haven't had to run the generator or anything. In fact, we'd have tons of energy, hardly getting below 85% and back up to 100% charge by noon every day. So that was cool, because there's so many tenters close by. I'd hate to run the generator. It's kind of a annoying sound when it's so peaceful here. So anyway, we're off. I hope you liked that slice of Joshua Tree National Park. Until next time, this is Ray from loveyourrv.com. Happy trails.